All right. Hello, everybody. I'm the Fan Addict, and today we are going to be, well, not you, I'm going to be listing my favorite players from every NHL team. So let's get it started. I'm going to be doing this alphabetically for team, not player. Some of these aren't really like long and hard thought of, like these were things like that were just quickly thought of because, well, I don't really watch the team, or I don't really pay much attention to the team. I don't really care much for the team to really have a favorite player. But anyways, for Anaheim, it would have to be Ryan Getzlav. I don't normally watch Anaheim, and Ryan Getzlav is pretty much one of the only players that I know on the team. Like I know there's Ryan Getzlav, there's Gibson. Like those are the only two players that I really know on the Anaheim Ducks. So in Arizona, it would have to be Oliver Ekman Larson, the captain of the team. He's just a really good player. He's arguably their best player, and he's just really he's just really fun to watch whenever the Coyotes are playing. So in Boston, it used to be uh, Zdeno Chara, but he signed with Washington. But so now it's Tuukka Rask. Tuukka Rask is also currently my favorite goalie in the league right now. Um, ever since Roberto Luongo retired, Tuukka Rask has been my favorite goaltender. But otherwise it'd be for on Boston. Otherwise it'd be Zdeno Chara, but he doesn't play for them anymore. For Buffalo, it would have to be it's Rasmus Dahlin. Ever since he got traded, I knew that he'd be a great defenseman for the team. And he's just I every time I see him, I'm like, there's my favorite player on that team. I am always on the look for him, well he's doing and all that. But currently, if you're on Buffalo, you don't you the last thing that you're going to be if you're on Buffalo right now, the last thing that you're going to be considered is good. But uh, Next for Calgary, the boys, it would have to be Sean Monahan. Ever since he got drafted to the team, I was like, he's my favorite player. And he when he first got drafted into the NHL, he was my favorite player then, like in the league, and he still is today my favorite player of all time. Um, but He recently just reached. He was the first player in his draft class to reach 200 goals, which is which is awesome. Like it's crazy because he was drafted with like the first overall draft in 2013 was Nathan McKinnon, and for Sean Monahan, my favorite all-time player, to reach 200 goals before Nathan McKinnon, one of the best players in the league. It's crazy. It's mind blowing. Like I'm pretty sure when everyone found out that Monahan has more, he reached 200 goals before Nathan McKinnon. I feel some people like just um, but yeah. Next we have Carolina. I think I think it's Carolina. Hold on. Yeah, it's Carolina. On Carolina, it would have to be Dougie Hamilton. I liked him when he played for the Flames, and I don't like Carolina, the Carolina Hurricanes. So it's like I really got to go. I don't have many players that I actually like on the team other than Dougie Hamilton, Sebastian Aho. That's it. I'm not a big fan of Svechnikov, really. But yeah, Dougie Hamilton, decent player. Liked him when he played for the Flames. Next we have Chicago, and on Chicago it's got to be Patrick Kane. It's just he's a really good player, and it's kind of it's hard not to like him. He's probably the best American-born hockey player in the NHL ever, ever. But no, like I like his stick handling when it comes to me on the ice and on in the gym when I play ball hockey. I'm decent with my hands, same as Patrick Kane. I got soft hands. They're fast. Um, but no, like it's just he's crazy. He's insane. But I always like to compare my stick handling to Patrick Kane's. So yeah. Next we have the Colorado Avalanche. Um, Colorado, it's got to be Nathan McKinnon. Like, I don't know who doesn't like Nathan McKinnon. Again, same thing with Patrick Kane. Who doesn't like Nathan McKinnon? He's one of the best players in the league. Um, I don't really like Colorado personally, but Nathan McKinnon's got to be my favorite player on that team currently. Next, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets. It would originally have been Cameron Atkinson until the most recent trade with the Montreal Canadiens. It's now Max Domi. I love Domi. He's an awesome player. I loved him on Montreal. When he still played for Montreal, he was my favorite player on that team. Um, but no, he's a good player. Love his dad as well. His dad's a beast on the ice. Uh, Max Stills, he has some of Ty's abilities. He's not as big a fighter as his father was, but he definitely knows his way around a punch or two. Next, we have what? We have the Dallas Stars, I believe. I'm probably missing a team. Maybe not, but I'll go over it in the end if I miss a team. The Dallas Stars, it's got to be Alexander Radulov. I don't personally like many Russian-born players, but Alexander Radulov he's really good. I really like him. It would have been between Radulov and Ben for me. Ben's one of my dad's favorite players. Ben's an awesome player, but I prefer Radulov. So yeah. Next we have the Detroit Red Wings. I don't really watch Detroit mainly because they're a boring team. So for me, it's got to be the one player that I've seen on the team that has been playing for a longer time than most of the players on that team. So it's got to be Dylan Larkin. There's no like I don't know many of the players on the team, so it's like go with a player that you actually know. So Dylan Larkin. Um, Next we have Edmonton. I think it's Edmonton. The Edmonton Oilers. It's not. You're gonna be crazy. You're gonna be like, what? What? You're probably all thinking like, it. But here, you're probably thinking. You probably think you know my favorite player, but I'm telling you, you don't. It's not McDavid. It's not Drysaitel. It's not Nugent Hopkins. It's not Puljujarvi. It's Puljujarvi, not Puljujärvi. Get it right. Get his name right. Pronounce the J's. Um, it's Darnell Nurse. I Darnell Nurse is a great player. He's by far their best defenseman. Um, I don't like the Oilers. They're my least favorite team. But I really like Darnell Nurse. I always like watching him play because you know that when he's on the blue line when he's on the blue line on the same line with McDavid and Draisaitl out there, he's going to hem one in. Well, not hem, but he's likely to either get an assist on the power play or to score a goal on the power play with those guys. So yeah. Next we have Florida, I believe. Yeah. Next we have the Florida Panthers. It's easy. It's Aaron Ekblad. If Roberto Luongo still played, it would have to be Roberto Luongo. But it's got to be Aaron Ekblad for me, mainly because he's a good defenseman. I like watching him play. I don't really watch the Panthers, but I really like hearing about Aaron Ekblad doing well on the team. So next, it's going to be for the LA Kings. Don't really watch the Kings all that much. I know quite a few of the players on there, but my favorite player's got to be their captain, Anze Kopitar. Um, I don't really like Drew Doughty. McDermott is a plug. Quick is a really good goaltender, but he's not gonna. I don't think that he'd be everyone's first favorite pick for the Kings, so it's got to be Anze Kopitar for me. Next we have Minnesota. So for Minnesota, I don't really watch Minnesota again. They don't have a lot of well-known players on their team, but my favorite player's got to be Matt Zuccarello. I remember when the day that I found out that Matt Zuccarello was traded to the Minnesota Wild. I was actually going to go see a Flames game in the 2019-2020 season. The Flames were playing the New York Rangers in the Saddle Dome. And I was in the car getting to the train station, and I heard that Matt Zuccarello has been traded to the Wild, and I'm like, what? I for sure thought he'd be playing on the starting lineup tonight, and so well, guess not. That was also the same day that I found out Michael Frolik would not be playing because he has requested a trade, and he got traded somewhere else. Don't know where he is currently, but I didn't really like Michael Frolik. He was a plug. Yeah, he was a good player, but he was a plug. Didn't like him. He didn't like us, so I guess I'm not gonna like him back. And so next we have the Montreal Canadiens. Would have been Max Domi if he still played for them, but it's got to be Carey Price. He's the best goaltender in the league. Well, I believe he's the best goaltender in the league. He's definitely the best goaltender in the North Division. But I don't like Shea Weber. I don't like him. Jeff Petry's okay. It would have to have been between Carey Price and Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher's definitely up there with he's probably definitely number two. Definitely number two for Brendan Gallagher. Next we have the Nashville Predators. With Nashville, it's got to be Pekka Rinne. He's a great goaltender. He's their best player by far. I don't normally watch the Predators, but Pekka Rinne definitely stands out of all of the other players on that team. So I like him a lot, like him a lot. Next we have the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey Devils. It's got to be PK Subban. I liked PK Subban when he was on the Habs. Liked him on the Preds, and I like him on the Devils. He's a okay player. He's an okay defenseman. Some would say that he's not good. All he's good for is chirping the other team. I disagree. I think he's a force to be reckoned with on the blue line. Next, we have the New York Islanders. It's gonna have to be Matthew Barzal. He's a great player. He's their best player on that team. I don't watch the Islanders, so it's like I don't know many other players. Like I know Anders Lee, but I don't really like him. So it's gotta be Matthew Barzal. Next we have the New York Rangers. This one was kind of hard because Henrik Lundqvist doesn't play for them anymore. So it was between Artemi Panarin and Mika Zibanejad. But the award's gonna have to go to Mika Zibanejad. He's just a beast on the ice. He's amazing. He's a great player, especially against Philadelphia. Like, I mean, how many like what was it? Two hat tricks in the last two times that he's played them. Like that's crazy. Like he's like against other teams, he's like a cute little puppy dog, and then when he plays against the Flyers, he turns into this freaking werewolf. Like, but no, he's a great player. He's a great player. Next we have the Ottawa Senators. It's got to go to Brady Kachuk. I like the Kachuk brothers. There's not many players that I really like on the Senators. I like Matthew Kachuk. Not Matthew. Jesus Christ, Brady Kachuk. I like Brady Kachuk. I like Tim Stutzla, and I like the and Tom Shabbat. But it's gonna have to go to Brady Kachuk for that one. It's gonna have to go to Brady Kachuk for that team. Next we have the Philadelphia Flyers, I believe. And for Philadelphia, it's got to be Claude Giroux, the captain of the team. He's a great player, best player on their team. Again, I don't normally watch the Flyers, but I know that I really like Claude Giroux. So, yeah, not much to say about Philadelphia. I wish they were doing better in the standings of their division. I wished that they were a little bit higher, and I wish that Washington was much lower. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, come on, this one's easy. Sidney Crosby. He's a great player. I'm a Crosby fan over Ovechkin. I think Crosby's better than Ovechkin. I personally still think that Crosby's better than McDavid. A bunch of you are probably gonna argue that McDavid's better than Crosby. Like Crosby's like nowhere. He's not like he's old and he's like he doesn't make a difference in the NHL anymore. He does make a difference in the NHL still today, even though he's pretty old. But I still think it's going to take me a while to accept the fact that Connor McDavid's better than Sidney Crosby. But until that happens, I'm going to say Sidney Crosby's better than Connor McDavid, and I'm going to leave it at that. I can already hear the comments section just attacking me right now. Like I can see it. I can see the comments section just oh no, like McDavid is he's twice the person of Crosby, twice the player, or whatever. But yeah. Next we have the San Jose Sharks. For San Jose, gotta be my boy Brent Burns, Burnsy, Big Burns. He's my love the guy, macho man, mountain man, not macho. He's a mountain man. He actually lived in Bragg Creek, which is here in Alberta, which is where I live. Not right now. I'm currently in Calgary, but when I'm with my dad, I that we live in Bragg Creek, and so he used to live there. And well, he also was a good friend of the boogeyman, Derek Boogaard. May he may his soul rest in peace. Uh Next we have the St. Louis Blues. Gotta be the captain of the team, Ryan O'Reilly. He's a great player, great player. Definitely deserved the C. I wouldn't. I when it came down to who was gonna become the captain of the St. Louis Blues after Petrangelo left, I said that it was gonna be Tarasenko because well Tarasenko's played on the team longer. But no, my dad proved me wrong, and it was O'Reilly. Um, but yeah, I like O'Reilly. I've watched him since he played on Colorado. So yeah. Next, it's gonna be who's next? It's gonna be Tampa Bay. On Tampa Bay, it's got to be uh, who was it again? I was it Braden Point or who was it? Might have been Braden Point. Uh, God damn it, who was it? Hold on. It might have been Braden Point, but I think I changed it. I like if it is Braden Point. We'll tell you why, but hold on. Let me go in here. Oh, right. No, it's not Braden Point. It's Patrick Maroon. Big rig. Um, he's won two Stanley Cups in a row, which is crazy. Uh I saw someone was at my door. I liked him when he played for Anaheim, liked him when he played for Edmonton. Patrick Maroon, before Sean Monahan was drafted, Patrick Maroon was my favorite player. But Big Rig, he's a great player. He's a big guy. Me and my dad are truck. It's a Dodge Ram 2500 from 2006. And we call it the Big Rig. We call it Big Rig whenever we refer to it. We refer to it as Big Rig. So yeah, kind of personal personal thing with the name Big Rig. So yeah. Next we have the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto, it's got to be Austin Matthews. When I first saw him get drafted with 26 in 2016 with Patrick Laine and Pierre-Luc Dubois, I believe. I knew that he was gonna be great for the team. I never would have thought of him being when he was the captain. I never thought he'd be struck down for that by Jonathan Tavares, but he was, and then yeah, he's a great player. Don't know what he's doing though, trying to look like Freddie Mercury right now, but yeah, I like Austin Matthews. Um, Next, we have the Vancouver Canucks. It's not Elias Pettersson. It's not Brock Besser. It's Bo Horvat. I really like Bo Horvat, the captain of the team. He's a great player. He always stands out whenever he's on the ice, and he's on the score sheet every single time he's out there on the ice, whether it be an assist, a hit, a penalty, or a goal. He's on the score sheet. Um, and yeah, I just really like Bo Horvat. Next, we have the Vegas Golden Knights. He's there. It was between Ryan Reeves and Marc Andre Fleury, but Marc Andre Fleury took the cake, or took the flower, I should say. But Marc Andre Fleury, he's by far he has the best personality in the NHL. Like out of everyone in the NHL, he's got the best personality on and off the ice. He's a funny guy. He likes to play around with his teammates. He likes to he'll help out all the he'll like he's a helpful guy. He's He's funny. He's just got a great personality. He's always exciting whenever he's on the ice. He makes really good saves. Um, but yeah, it's just like Marc-Andre Fleury is a great goaltender, great guy. I'd love to meet him in person. I'd love to meet him in person. Next, we got the Washington Capitals. And well, it's not Ovechkin. Um, it's Zdeno Chara, but before him, it would have been TJ Oshie. But I really like Zdeno Chara. Loved him on Boston when he moved out, and I liked him more than TJ Oshie. So when he moved into Washington, he became my favorite player on the team. So yeah, it's Big Z, Big Z. Actually, it's Z, not Z. It's Z, Big Z. But you know, NHL calls him Big Z. Anyways, next we have the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg just they made a huge trade trading Patrick Laine for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Um, you know, that's probably going to go down as like this year as the biggest trade of this year. Biggest trade by far. Biggest trade this year. But it's got to be Mark Scheifele. You know, when he got like even when he played with Patrick Laine, I believed that Mark Scheifele is better than Patrick Laine. But if he still played for Winnipeg, I would have had to say it'd be Dustin Bufflin, Big Buff. I really like enforcers, but it's I don't know where he is now, so it's like I really wish I knew where some of the players that were traded went. I really wish I knew where they went, but you know, you just can't really pay attention to much of that stuff when you're focusing on your own team. But no, it's Mark Scheifele. He's a great center iceman. He's a great player in the offensive end. Like, and he's just all around a good player. But yeah, all right. Well, that's the end of this video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to see more of it, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you are notified whenever I post videos. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video.